Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video, this time on ACC in the McLaren 720S GT3 of course, and we're at Spa this time for a race I did last week that was going to qualify us for the final at the SimRacing Expo towards the end of September, and the details of that, we'll get into that later in the video, but the gist of this video was, it's an hour race, it's a hot lap qualifier that qualified you to grid you up for that race, and this is the lap I did in that qualifier. And it gridded me up third. So it's a 2:16.287 at Spa in the McLaren 720S, 30 air, 30 degrees track, so really hot. And turn one, we turn in a bit early, meet the curb on the inside, which is good, but the exit's very compromised. So I think we lost to, in between half a tenth and a tenth in turn one. Not a good start, but the rest of it's really, really nice, really clean. Eau Rouge, easy flat in the McLaren, and to be honest, most GT3 cars. And the thing is, when it's this hot, is you're going slower in a straight line. So you can brake later, corners that are almost flat but turn out to be easy flat. And it's actually not that bad to drive because you can just send it more into corners. Going into Le Com, brake after the 100 metre board down to second, come off the brake really early, use the green on the inside, the curb on the left to kind of hook the car around the apex. And then for this next right, kind of meet the curb a little bit, up to third gear, and then pin the throttle, going down into this next right-hander downhill. Braking's very sketchy here. ABS engages quite a lot, so it's a bit kind of random whether you meet that apex or not. Entry for no name, you want to use that curb, let the car roll in, get on the power, use all the track limits on the exit as well. Go over that curb with all four wheels and you will get invalidation, but we exploit it to the limit. P1, get a massive oversteer moment, TC0 on the exit as well, just to give it a little bit more rotation on throttle. And we fluked that, we nailed it, but we didn't actually mean it to do it like that. Piff paff, down to second, let off the throttle, up to third for the left, use the curb on the inside. Again, the car is on the edge, it's so oversteery, but in hot lapping, that's what you want, because that's how you're going to get the absolute maximum from the car. This next right, easy flat, TC0. In some of the cars in this game, it's not easy flat, but the McLaren, even though we're running quite low wing, there's enough downforce from the floor and stuff to kind of make those corners easy flat. Blanchimont coming up, again easy flat in 6th gear, and you just try and minimise the deficit, with the line you're taking, so you don't scrub too much speed. Going into the final chicane, brake about 125 metres down to 1st gear. You'll see for the right we miss the apex a little bit. The left we hook up nicely, and then we get on the power nice and early. Use all the exit curb, TC0. So it's probably about half a tenth in the final chicane as well, maybe slightly more. So yeah, 2:16.287, really happy with that. And as we go into the race start then, you can clearly see we're third on the grid behind an Aston on pole, and then George Boothby in the McLaren, who nailed a lap, to be fair to him, to put it on P2. And away we go. So up Eau Rouge, you can see, well, immediately the front two have a massive coming together, and we sneak through in P1. So there you go, job done. The carnage that ensued after that, you saw there Amir Hosseini go into the wall. It was just carnage, and we got very fortunate that we were able to sneak through without collecting any damage. Going towards Le Com then, in P1, defending from the guys behind, and if you look at the grid on the left-hand side, it's a stacked grid. There's some mentally quick drivers on that grid. So the thing is, the final was a 12-man final, and we had to be in the top 6 in this race to qualify for that final. So in my current position, that's good. You should be fairly easy from this moment onwards to be in the top 6. But you want to win. You want to go in with style. You want to be the one that won the first qualifier. And so I was gunning to win it. I was willing to take a few risks. There was a second qualifier that's actually happening in a couple of weeks at Imola, where the top 6 in that race are going to meet the top 6 in this race for the final. And it's going to be a LAN event. So it's going to be at the SimRacing Expo, which is... I've missed it. COVID's obviously stopped those kind of events happening, but that's going to make a return, which I'm really happy about. And I used to really enjoy them, so it's going to be weird, but it's going to be something I'm looking forward to at the end of September. So I think it's the 17th, 18th and 19th, the SimRacing Expo is. And you can see, going into the first bit of lap 2, the Aston flashing us behind. I think he's trying to work with us. He's saying, look, we're quicker. Let's go and break away from the pack. Guarantee our qualification spot, and then we'll fight for the lead, which I thought was quite smart. And in terms of the turn 1 incident though, if we just flash back a little bit, I think it was a bit of a racing incident. I think George maybe turned in a fraction on the Aston, but the Aston did kind of stick his nose there when maybe he shouldn't have. I suppose you could compare it to Max Lewis at Silverstone a little bit. But anyway, whoever's fault it was, that's not my decision. And I was just happy to sneak through in P1, of course. But going into lap 3 then, we can pull away from the Aston in Sector 2, no problem. But the Aston, if you play ACC, you know the Aston is a quicker car than the McLaren at Spa. And there's no ballast. So on equal terms, the Aston is a bit quicker. There's no doubt about it. In Sector 3 and Sector 1, it's considerably quicker. You can see here, going into Sector 1, it's got a straight line speed advantage slightly. It's ducking out of our slipstream here for some reason. And he's not challenging too hard. But if it was like this the whole hour, there's no doubt about it. The Aston would, at some point, overtake me, pull away. Because the McLaren, it's not the nicest car on its tyres. It used to be. But various updates and stuff over the course of a few months, it's ruined the tyre saving ability of the McLaren. So the longer this race goes on, the more of an advantage the guy in the Aston has. And there is one pit stop as well, a mandatory pit stop. You can see there, lap 4, Richter in the Aston has been given a drive-through penalty for turn 1. So I thought that was harsh, especially at Spa, where a drive-through penalty is so long. It's game over. I mean, if I were him at that point, you know, you may as well retire the car, because you're not, in the space of an hour, you're not going to get that time back. And that is a real shame for him, and it does potentially deny him a spot at the SimRacing Expo, which is really unfortunate. And anyway, if I talk about the competition while we boxed about 26, 27 minutes in, so as early as we could, to do a fuel stop of 1 litre. But, oh no, we did actually fuel kind of half of the tank, the rest of the race, 35 minutes, but we did a tyre change as well. So the competition is called the SimRacing Expo ADAC Professional Trophy, which has a prize pool of €10,000. First gets 5,000, second 3,000, third 2,000. So, you know, it's not too bad. It's a nice little esports competition on my favourite game, ACC. So I saw it, thought, why not? Let's do it. On behalf of Yasheet and Veloce Esports. So, I mean, obviously the goal is to win it. We're doing a good job with the qualifier. We're winning it so far. And hopefully we can win it, or at least get in the top 6 to qualify for the final. And I believe, so the SimRacing Expo is held at the Nürburgring. I would have thought that one of the tracks in the final is going to be the Nürburgring. That makes sense, you know. So the McLaren, from what I understand, is one of the best cars at the Nürburgring on ACC. So, you know, the stars are aligning. It looks decent. We're in a nice little position, and hopefully we can get the dub and get the $5,000. That's the goal. So yeah, we've done our pit stop. We've done it quite early, so we're going to get a little bit of an undercut on the other cars, because we're going to have fresh tyres. The other guys are going to be on used tyres. We're going to have more fuel, but new tyres will outweigh that. Going into lap 17, this is the lap where everyone else boxes and we end up regaining the lead from everyone else. So I think we do extend our gap from 2.4 seconds to like 3.9 when everyone rejoins, and it's Simonini, the car behind me in the Audi. So upper ridge again, easy flat. Even in the race, it's easy flat every lap, which is lovely. And it does obviously get easier when you're in hot conditions, when you're going a bit slower on the straights. So at the moment, looking juicy. Another half hour to go, and it's just a case of manage the tyres, be in the right TC setting, be in the right ABS setting. Don't overdrive the car, because when you overdrive the car in this game, if you go past that point of grip with the tyre, it's very hard to get it back. So we just need to kind of manage this race, see it through to the end, and we should, you know, whether Simonini closes on us or not, it doesn't really matter. As long as we can just manage that 3.7 second gap, it should be alright. It should be an easy win. And fortunately, I mean, it does seem weird making this video because it's not the most exciting race I've ever been a part of, but clinical, did what I needed to do, got the win. 3.2 seconds is the gap now to Simonini over the course of the last 20 minutes. He closed in about half a second. I was worried at one stage he was going to close in a bit more, but maybe he burned through his tyres a bit more, I don't know. The Audi is a good car around Spa as well. So, coming out the final corner, see the checkered flag there, we're going to take the win of the qualifier of the ADAC SimRacing Expo Professional Trophy, which, as I say, the final going to take place at the Expo later this year in the Nürburgring, 17th, 18th, 19th September. When I get confirmation of when we're going to be there doing it, I'll let you guys know, of course. In terms of other stuff, F1 2021 Hot Laps, if you saw my community post, that's going to have to be delayed until November. But November till the end of the year, I'll sweat F1, get them done, and do a bit of league racing, I think, as well. See what the game's all about. But from now till then, my focus really is on ACC, AC, other projects in the background as well, which, you know, down the line, I can't wait to tell you lot what's going on. Hopefully it all ends well. Maybe some IRL stuff as well, you never know. I don't want to say too much, but anyway, for this video, that is the end. Thank you for watching, give it a like, sub to the channel, of course, if you did enjoy this kind of stuff. Sorry for the infrequent uploads at the moment, but, you know, we're getting there. It's coming back slowly and we're getting there. So, take care, have a nice day, and I'll see you all on the next one.